Hey everyone, welcome back. This is rant number 4, week number 2 of my YouTube channel. It's a pleasure to have you here listening. Today I'll be ranting to you about the welfare program and some of its failures. I just want to make note that my opinions are not going to be necessarily about the financial aspect or situations of welfare, more about what I regard as kind of 3 systemic failures that lead to the welfare program we currently have not working as well as it could. The reason I chose this rant this week is because I saw a photo on YouTube. I saw a photo on Facebook that was making its rounds and being shared, and it got me thinking more about welfare, because it was highlighting that people on welfare make more per month than some of our veterans make. Now, I don't know if that's actually true or not. I didn't dive into the actual financial aspects. I took a quick glance. It was pretty complicated to figure out per kid and such, and being a single or an adult, yada, 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 need to factor in jobs. So I'm more focused on 3 areas in our society that I think are currently leading to this failure in the welfare program. I also wanted to just highlight that it can be a sensitive topic, or the topic of kids can become involved, and that can really trigger some people's emotions. So I'm going to do my best to just explore different thoughts I have on the issue and not get caught up in the emotional side of this topic. So just please keep that in mind, okay? Okay, so without further ado, systemic failure number 1. We are giving money to people who don't contribute meaningfully to society. Welfare comes from taxes. Taxes that are paid by citizens that contribute to society by working. These citizens work hard every day to supply for their families. They pay their taxes faithfully, even if they probably don't want to. And then these taxes go towards paying welfare to qualified citizens who, in many cases, not all, but in many cases, do not work. A lot of this refusal to work now comes from the messed up system we have. It's not necessarily their fault, but the system we have is that they make more by sitting at home and doing nothing and claiming welfare per month than they would by working. That's wrong. That's a definite issue we need to fix, right? We need to figure out a system where maybe we're not rewarding people as much for sitting at home, but we're rewarding people for more if they're trying to get a job, or not even just trying to get a job, if they have a job and they're trying to supply for their family, and we give them that little boost to put them over the top or at the living wage for their family. So as a result of these issues, many of these welfare recipients have become masters of, let's say, cheating the system, quote unquote, okay? They refuse to work because they get less, but they'll sit at home and pop out more children because then they get more. Having a reward for people who don't work is a ridiculous concept. That's not how the world works. We should have a system that awards those who make an effort to contribute to society in a meaningful manner. As I said before, if they have a job, but then they still need a little bit more to help provide for their family and give their family the things they need to survive, then they should be given more. They should be treated at a higher standard than those who just sit at home doing nothing. I think the key there is the having a family part. Children is an important thing. I don't want to see any children suffering. Adults who are single or adult couples with no children should in no means receive welfare funding. We have programs for disability funding and such. I'm not going to get into those if they're home for those reasons and not working. But adults who are perfectly capable of working and earning an income should not receive welfare. A system that rewards laziness will breed more laziness. Hence the concept welfare breeds welfare. Children that are born into this concept of free money for doing nothing and without proper education or motivation to buck the trend, they will fall into the same life cycle as their parents. Without some sort of systemic change, this problem will not have a positive outcome on society. Governments need to find a different solution that invokes some sort of motivation into welfare recipients to get out and contribute to society, or cut the recipients off. Don't give them free money for doing nothing. Okay, so this is going to lead me into the second systemic failure I found, and that one is that our education system currently lets us down. Okay, I just mentioned education. Now I'm going to dive a little bit more into it. Okay, personally, I have a few qualms with our education system. I think it leads to some of these issues we're having with our welfare. I think it has a lot to do with other issues in our society as well. That's a big topic, though. I don't want to delve too much into it because it's an entire rant on its own. So I'm going to try to just get into the nitty gritty of why I think it's wrong right now. Okay. Essentially, we've gone from a stern, strict environment where respect was demanded and success was earned to a culture where nobody can fail. Students have all the power, and teachers are now the slaves of this system. Okay, the education system has the potential to influence children to be different than their previous generations. Back to that whole concept of welfare breeding welfare. Okay, it's a chance to try to inspire welfare youth when we're in school, our teachers and such, to aspire to more, to reach for more, okay, to work hard and break the cycle and become an outlier. But the system we have currently fails at this because there is no discipline anymore. There is no failing. There is no respect for teachers. Kids these days are pushed through life without having to give a damn and work hard to make the grade. They're not forced to work in high school to pay their phone bill or anything. It's just not a thing anymore. Just like their parents receiving free money. They're pushed through. They're given things for nothing. They don't have to work hard. There's no learning with that. We're creating a soft society who thinks they're entitled to things. We are not providing them with the opportunities to learn from failing or having to work really hard to achieve something and setting goals for the future. These are necessary things for building the infrastructure to a strong citizen of society who contributes meaningfully to our society in general. But they have no need to anymore to do these things because we hand out participation medals and pass every student. These kids know that they have full control. There is no discipline for negative behaviors and bad actions or not completing schoolwork. Our education system needs an overhaul, and not just for this aspect, but for a lot of aspects that one day I'll rant about differently. But essentially, we need to change how we're treating kids because right now they come out of school and you see it in the university system right now with what happened at Evergreen College and stuff with Brett Weinstein. It's students just think they own the world and everyone should cater to them and bend over backwards for them. That's not how it works, though. When you get into the real world and some of these tech jobs and working in big companies, that doesn't work. You can't cry wolf or sit there and whine about everything and get your way. Sometimes it just really sucks in life and you have to work hard to get past the struggles you're going through. But because of our education system right now, kids aren't learning that. Okay, so what I was trying to get in summary, if you didn't get it, is that the education system right now is catering to the very same mentality that our welfare system creates by handing out money for doing nothing. Okay, so now the third and final systemic failure I've come across is our healthcare system and it's in birth control. Yeah, so let's just get into it. The welfare system we have currently awards recipients with more money per month for every child they have. Okay, I found this very quickly, a document online. It didn't take long from the government that just said per student per child the recipients get more. Okay, it's obviously there. Back to how I was saying they cheat the system. Well, the recipients realize this and they will take advantage of it. Right? They're going to have more children, more money. Okay, can they actually handle those children? Probably not. Who am I to judge though? Maybe they can. Maybe they have something going on the side and whatever. Really here, maybe I shouldn't actually be condemning the healthcare system because anybody can go get birth control or contraceptives, condoms, or what have you. And welfare families actually get pretty good prescription coverage, but I'm not exactly sure how that works, so we'll leave that there. Essentially, this is more about promotion of birth control and ending the reward for more children. By rewarding welfare recipients for having more children, we are promoting the concept of procreating into families that already have bad habits as it is and who are procreating or birthing children for the wrong reasons. I don't have the exact answer to this system failure because again, I don't want children to suffer, but I also realize the need to try and stop this. Okay, it's a bad cycle. We are allowing the growth of the welfare population because again, typically welfare breeds welfare. And yes, there are outliers. I get that. I know that argument, yada, yada. But it's essentially what happens, okay? So we need to have greater promotion of birth control, which I do believe the new sexual education curriculum in Ontario will do, but we need to do more. Okay, we need to start trying to really push this thing, and if we can take away this award for having more children, maybe it'll help on that matter. And like I said, I don't have the answer though, because everyone has the right to procreate, so it's a tough one, but it is what it is. It's just my thought. So the system of welfare we currently have just doesn't work. It has many systemic failures, probably quite a few more than I've just pointed out here quickly. These were just the ones that were more evident to me as I looked through it quickly. But uh, yeah, essentially, it has a lot of failures that promote poor values throughout life instead of trying to change the circumstances and show people how to get out of this cycle. We need a system that starts promoting healthy, meaningful contribution to society, from my point of view, instead of laziness and breeding more welfare. I personally believe it all starts with our education system. I think there's a lot wrong with it, especially in terms of revolutionizing how we treat students these days and actually making them fail and learn lessons in life that help them instead of handing out participation ribbons for everything, which is essentially what the welfare program does when you think about it for adults. It's just handing out ribbons for essentially being alive and, just being there having kids. So we need to stop that. We need to stop rewarding parents for having more children when they can't handle the ones they already have, and we need to start capping this system. So what I mean by that is stop giving more for more children. After two children, you don't get any more, kind of thing. We need to put a cap on this to stop it. We need to, like, no adults without children should receive welfare. From my point of view, they should be given classes on getting jobs or improving important skills that will help them get jobs, maybe some mental health counseling and just physical health, like physicals done by family doctors and such, to help them, just improve themselves and start promoting contribution to society in a meaningful way instead of handing them money to probably spend on more bad habits. Again, I don't have the grand scheme picture answer on how to shape the system, but I do know if these values are the actual truth from the picture earlier where a veteran is getting less than someone on welfare, something is very wrong in our system, and that alone makes it very evident. When we're rewarding largely laziness more than people who put their lives on the line serving bravely for our country, I think we just need to open our eyes and start doing something as citizens here. So anyways, as always, if you enjoyed this, if you want other people to hear it, please share it with your friends. Feel free to subscribe for future rants. Follow me on Twitter. You can find it, how to follow me on in the description below. Overall, just have a great week. Until next time.